It can take you from Dallas, Texas, to Sydney, Australia. It could take you from Dubai to Sao Paulo. It can fly from Boston to Johannesburg, from Paris to Jakarta, from Seattle to Seoul. And it'll make all of those flights, every last one, without having to touch down before reaching its destination. The Airbus A380 is a marvel of long-haul travel, a plane all but unrivaled by anything else in the sky. Over 15 years into its career, it remains one of the most impressive civilian aircraft the world has ever seen. So, in today's episode, we're going inside the A380 in detail, from its cutting-edge design to its top-notch service record, to the quandaries and challenges it's faced trying to justify its place as the heftiest plane in the sky. The story of the Airbus A380 doesn't start with the A380. Instead, it starts with the Boeing 747, which, when it first entered service in 1970, was the first wide-body, long-haul, modern jumbo jet the world had ever seen. The 747 was a major advancement in civilian air travel. With its cruising speed not far from the speed of sound and its potential to carry well over 350 people on longer continuous flights than previously possible, the 747 was a resounding commercial success. Over 1,500 of these planes were produced, and it's still in service today, more than 5 decades after its first flight. The 747 also gave Boeing a monopoly on long-haul, high-capacity airline travel, meaning any airline that wanted to offer such journeys to their passengers had to do it by purchasing a fleet of 747s. By the late 1980s, several aircraft design companies were beginning to realize that they could break Boeing's monopoly if they could produce their own high-capacity airliner. McDonnell Douglas offered the ultimately unsuccessful MD-12. Lockheed was working behind the scenes to build their own supersized subsonic transport. Over in Europe, Airbus wanted in on the action too. In 1988, an engineer named Gene Roeder was cleared to begin looking into what it might take to build an ultra-high-capacity airliner. He and his team of Airbus engineers secretly embarked on a series of early design drafts and feasibility studies. 2 years later, at the Farnborough Air Show in England, Airbus representatives announced that their company had decided to go forward with their effort to produce a competitor aircraft to the 747, with one additional goal, that their aircraft's operating costs would be 15% cheaper than Boeing's 747-400. Several design teams, each comprised of some Airbus partner companies, stepped forward to offer their own technologies to the eventual design. In 1992, some were selected to pitch on the project. The yet unnamed aircraft obviously caught the interest of Boeing too, given how it had the potential to upend their entire business model. Boeing and Airbus actually ended up in a temporary collaboration around the project during 1993 and part of 1994. But in June of that year, Airbus announced that their joint partnership with Boeing would not continue. Instead, they'd be going it alone for the project they designated A3XX. Some of the initial designs for the A3XX were, let's say, unconventional. One of them, known as the P500, involved using a so-called horizontal double bubble, in which two tweaked versions of Airbus's existing A340 fuselage would be joined together laterally and then encased in a single outer fuselage. This would have made for a really wide plane with 3 aisles, altogether about 20% larger than the 747-400, with a total overall capacity of 570 people. Airbus dropped these concepts in favor of a so-called ovoid structure, which is sort of an eggshell shape when viewed in cross-section. This long oval only comprised a minimal amount of space, but didn't limit the plane's ability to fly too badly. This meant that the plane would also be a double-decker, with 2 decks all the way through instead of just in a smaller forward section like the 747. Airbus designated 2 likely versions of the plane, a smaller craft that would seat about 500 and a larger one to seat about 600. Before long, these designs expanded in size, and so too did the number of available seats. The Airbus A380 is the world's largest passenger plane. At a length of about 73 meters, 239 feet, and a wingspan of 80 meters, 262 feet, the plane can carry 575 passengers in its base configuration and has a capacity for 853 people when fitted out entirely in economy. Technically speaking, it can hold even more people, but it's constrained by safety ratings. The plane's maximum takeoff weight is nearly double its empty weight, allowing it to carry massive payloads and fuel for ultra-long-haul flights. The A380's advanced engines produce half the noise of an early model 747. Its wing design reduces turbulence, and its slow landing speed allows for smoother deceleration. The fuselage uses a mix of aluminum and composites like carbon fiber and plastics, making it both strong and lightweight. The avionics package includes real-time computing modules, first adopted in fighter aircraft. The flight deck is streamlined, featuring fly-by-wire controls and a paperless cockpit. The A380 is designed to be as passenger-friendly as possible. The interior is built to be quiet and relatively highly pressurized, with more overhead storage, less cabin noise, larger windows, and significantly more headroom than the 747. The seats are wider than most other aircraft, even in economy, and it's relatively easy to move about the cabin. Some A380s, particularly those owned by airlines like Emirates and Etihad Airways, feature premium cabins with enclosed first-class suites, beds, and even showers with hot water. Airlines like Emirates and Etihad Airways offer opulent amenities, including bar lounges, art displays, and apartment-style suites for the ultra-rich. The A380 offers an exceptional in-flight experience, making long-haul travel more comfortable and luxurious. Despite its impressive design and features, the A380 has faced significant operational challenges. Early on, cracks were discovered in the wing fittings, leading to costly repairs. The plane also suffered from air leaks and other technical issues. However, the A380 has maintained a spotless safety record, carrying over 300 million passengers with 0 onboard fatalities. One of the biggest challenges for the A380 has been lower than expected market demand. Global need for very large aircraft like the A380 has been significantly less than Airbus initially estimated. While the operating costs are lower than the 747, airlines can achieve the same goals with more modern, smaller, and cheaper aircraft. The trend has shifted towards high-frequency, shorter-distance flights, reducing the demand for ultra-long-haul jumbo jets. Several major airlines have already retired their A380 fleets. Air France, Hi-Fly Malta, and Malaysia Airlines have phased out the A380, while others like Emirates and Lufthansa are gradually reducing their fleets. The lack of significant market demand and the high costs of maintaining such large aircraft have led to the decline of the A380. Airbus has acknowledged that it will never recoup the massive investment made in the A380 program. As the industry moves towards more efficient and cost-effective aircraft, the A380's future looks uncertain. While a few airlines continue to operate the A380, its days in the sky are numbered. The world's largest passenger aircraft may soon become a relic of aviation history, remembered for its grandeur and ambition but ultimately grounded by market realities. The Airbus A380 stands as a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. Its design and capabilities are unmatched, offering a unique and luxurious travel experience. However, the aviation industry's shifting dynamics have rendered the A380 an impractical choice for many airlines. As we bid farewell to this incredible aircraft, we celebrate its achievements and the mark it has left on the world of aviation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the story of the Airbus A380. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Stay tuned for more in-depth explorations of the world's most fascinating machines.